recap lah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So Casey, recording has just started. All right.
Yeah.
So your question about how can we help someone to work from home?
Right.
So what I've said talked about earlier is that the pandemic normally starts slow to spread.
Yeah.
So the moment a company hears of a pandemic coming and making the preparations, they have to start pulling out the blueprint, all right, which I call work from home best practice. All right. So we talk about the initial stage, the pre-stage. So we are now in the pre-stage. So at least we have the time now, all right, before work from home is enforced, all right, I would have to clean up and make space and tidy up and do some housekeeping of my apartment. If I rent a small room, then less to do. So we just clean up the space and then asking the employer or employer should at least facilitate some ergonomics furnitures to make that transition a bit easier. Other than that will be the broadband. Okay, so company could at least help up during this stage of 2-3 months lockdown with with a broadband. All right, for at least to improve the productivity. Okay, so I think these are the things. Now they are not that is quite tough. They suddenly have to jump into just like MOE. They are never prepared for home-based learning. Suddenly they grab anything that's available in the world. They grab Zoom, and they got screwed because they were not very safe and there was an issue, and then they pull it out. You see all the disruption. So they are not prepared. All right. We have I use the word we. Okay. We have not learned much from SARS. I think that is very sad. As I sit back and reflect, all right, I look at some of the leaders out there, very generic terms I use just in case this goes onto the public website, right? I've seen some claims that, yeah, we are ready after SARS, and it's not true. We are not ready after SARS. We have not learned much after SARS, really. If we have learned from it, then where's the blueprint, right? All right. The measures I have heard and experienced are measures that is pretty much standard around the world. There is no geniuses or intelligence behind it. It's just logical sense. My mom would have said the same thing. When you're sick, you don't go out. It's exactly it. Period. Right? Yeah. So those are some uh, standard operating procedure that is being put in place, and the standard operating procedures is now extended. That's all. So that is about addressing
Okay.
someone working from home that is stressful. But other than that, other than infrastructure, also the psychological part. The psychological part. How would this person? How should this person be? Managing.
Yeah.
Myself working from home. So the nuts and bolts will be just like what we are doing now. Is another way of escaping. All right, spending that hour of talking something that we find value. All right, and after we leave this conversation an hour later, uh, it still lingers in our head. I do not know whether you have the experience of, oh, gee, Casey spoke about this thing we talk about, just interesting. It might prompt me to go onto the website and dig a bit more. All right. So I do pre-work. I also do post-work. All right. The Will Smith one I share with you about Fearless is, hey, I did homework. It came after our conversation, So that is an important thing. It just doesn't end there. It might linger to 2 o'clock. I may go into YouTube and look for something else, and
Yeah.
then maybe at night I'll look for something else for tomorrow's topic. I think that keep us going. It's important to keep going. We are not sitting for a test. It's okay. Just speak freely. If you don't have a topic, just don't have the topic. That's all, right?
I
Correct.
see.
So if
Yeah.
you don't have a topic, then just say, okay, Casey, today's my topic is blank. Okay, so speak anything under the sun. So that is the second part lah. So the small infrastructure facilitations. The psychological is to engage the employee, or in this case myself, to keep myself occupied rather than sitting there. And thank God I have a hobby, Casey. I play the guitar, and I want to continue to play it well. So once in a while I pick up my guitar. So that is one way of distressing. When I'm in the office, I cannot. I cannot bring guitar there. People will be distracted and all this. Yeah. So I think that the blueprint or the guidelines for best practice, and it varies from company to company. It's not just one first aid book for the whole world, because companies operate differently. There are things that can be and it goes beyond broadband, right? So at least the basic. So it's a guideline of best practice working from home.
Okay.
All right. Now, and then how to tackle the psychological part. So pretty much, this is how I would address the question. Yeah.
I will level up your thoughts. Okay. Now,
right.
The blueprint that I'm talking about is not related to pandemic.
No, doesn't matter. Yes.
I know.
It can be any. Yeah. Okay. All right.
Okay. Mm-hmm. What I'm talking about here is the blueprint I'm talking about here, right? Is quite interesting. I think you're going to like it. It's our behavior.
Okay.
Now, you see, we are talking. Okay, the focus is about designing a space. Okay, that's our main thoughts. Why are we discussing this? Because we want to design a space. Okay.
Right.
Because of this pandemic, and this is the first time we are behaving it this way. This is the first time that we are called to work from home, like no force, no choice, by force. Right. This is our very first time. This is the first time that officers are not allowed to operate. Everybody operate at home.
Right.
That is the first time. So the blueprint, right, will not be for any pandemic anymore, because it became the fact that it changes our mind of investors, it changes our mind of our CEOs, and say, now you can work from home. Yeah. So that is a behavior that for space design, right? Okay. And let's say I'm an interior design company. Now my profit is going to be half. Why? Because if you're going to cut your half by half, my profit is going to be half. So how am I going to make that the other half of profit? So I give you a system. I design for you a system. So this is where we come from. We give now your client, right, that system of thoughts. What are you going to do?
Right.
Okay. So my idea is very simple. And it's actually quite amazing, because this is how it is going to be. You like it or not, the workspace in a company, right? Okay.
Right.
I'm going to have 200 staff. 100 staff desks are going to go. Okay.
Right.
We're going to have only our essential workers, and the managers and the bosses have the space. Their workspace is no more open workspace, because they're going to have a chair that inside their room, inside their cubicle, right? They're going to be another 2 chairs like the old days already, for you are able to have meetings in your own space. Okay. And every company going to have work desk for those like the shared office space. What do you call that? Hot desk.
Hot desk.
Every company will have hot desk now. The reason is because when you come to my company to interview, right, are you ready to work from home? We will provide you with this set of equipments and whatever. You'll be portable printers and stuff like that, whatever. Like, if you don't need a printer, you do not need a printer now, I give you the state-of-the-art microphone, whatever, this is what you're going to do, the software, we're going to pay for your, these are all going to be inside the blueprint, okay? Now, I need to get out of my house every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Yes, you can come to the office. You can use a hot desk, for whenever you want to. You're free to use.
Right.
Yes. You have appointments with your bosses to meet them in the offices itself. So you see, when I speak about this behavior of work, right? Okay. Generally, it will be like that. But our workspace doesn't cut pass because we only have one conference room. If one
Okay,
person,
Casey.
yes,
Yeah. Go ahead. Yeah. Go
yeah,
ahead. Go ahead.
we,
Yeah.
we
I'll
only have
let
one conference
you
room,
finish. Yeah.
okay, or two conference rooms. So if two groups come for a meeting, right, my 200 staff, we have no space for meeting anymore. Am I right? Yeah.
Correct.
So
Correct.
the managers area must have enough space, right, for three people meeting space. Something like that. Okay. If you need to make
Okay.
face to
All
face.
right.
Yeah.
All
Okay.
right. Okay.
So this is
All right.
where I coming from on the blueprint, not targeting to the pandemic, but targeting to the behavior what this pandemic has done for us or to us.
All right. Okay. All right. Okay. Yeah. Okay, Casey. The current trend now. Okay. I don't want to be a spoiler. Um, just want to give you my
Yes.
honest
Go ahead.
observation. Um, Workspace have taken the approach you've just mentioned. All
I'm
right.
aware.
Yeah. Everybody is using. Everybody is adopting the shared space concept.
Yeah.
Uh, People like WeWork, Jasco, Hot Desk, a lot more. Hives, Hives is not too far from the old office. It's along that Bak Kut Teh, that corner there. They have just generic space and people pay a monthly subscription. You go in and then there are shower facilities. It's like taking that one is taking home into the office. Now it's taking office to the it's reversed, but the concept of you're talking about the infrastructure is no longer crisis. It's like the future workspace from now on. The post COVID-19 workplace will be like this. That is where you're addressing, correct? Correct.
Yes.
So the post after, yeah. So yeah, um, hot desk is common now, uh, and when you look at hot desk, if I work on a hot desk, it's easy for me because I use a laptop. Now in a company, some people prefer to use a desktop machine because of power, space, and all this. Then how are they going to move about? It'll be a problem, right? So companies will have their CPU, still that big black box under the table, all right, of another, let's say 10 people, because these are the worker bee, all right. They are given a dongle about the post-it pad size
I know. I
with
know.
a little USB coming out, all right. That it contains it's a personal device given by the company, contains your personal credential. When you log in, that dongle would send your data to a server to record that you have logged in at this station at this time in the
Yeah.
office in Singapore, let's say. All right. Whatever software you have, all right, is all in the cloud.
Yeah.
So you work things from the cloud, you save from the cloud. No disk, no USB. You can't even take a hard disk into the office. All right. So that dongle is important. So after lunch, you come back. All right. And most likely people would sit there for the whole day. People would not occupy your seat. Okay. So the just work ethic. All right. So let's say the next day you come in, you might be seated in a different computer, but doesn't matter. That dongle or what will do the same thing. So your physical space where you sit today is this desk, tomorrow is the other corner of the room. It doesn't matter. Work still gets done. So that is some example of what is going on. Um, During this pandemic, all right, a lot of companies has split their workforce into two groups. Take for example, I own a business, an accounting company. I own
Yeah.
an accounting company. I have 100 staff. All right, I will split the 100 staff. Okay, this is to observe social distancing, right?
Mm.
So group A will come on. Group A will come on week number one.
Right.
Group two will come from week number two. So now I got 100 tables but 50 staff. So people got spaced out. Okay, yeah, people got spaced out. And then of course the usual thing coming into the office, they discourage thumbprint because its contact is dirty. You might pick up virus from there. So employee will have a card an ID card, a tap card to tap in. And at the doorway, they will take the temperature. That is most important. All right. And then they record down the temperature. They put on a sticker that says, today I'm 35.6. In the evening, when they leave, they take a temperature, they log in, they leave the way they come in. All right. So if there is a contact tracing needed to be done, at least you cut down by half.
Yeah, right.
Because team B, you are only at team A. Right? Correct. So if you kiasu, then you divide into 4 groups. Then it's easier to contact trace. Now I contact trace only like 25 people if I have 100 people in my company. All right. So at what level do you, of course, at some point it becomes no longer productive, correct?
Yeah.
If everybody takes turns to come into the office one a day, then it takes 100 days so it's not that productive. All right. In terms of of booking for conference room, right? All right. A good interior design company that design for client, they have big rooms, mid rooms, and smaller rooms. Okay, down to a very small room they call phone booth. So phone booth is for a person who wants to make a call one-to-one, just like you and I. For business, you use a phone booth. All right, it could be just a bar stool and a counter, just like those karaoke, the coin box thing, or the credit card thing. Yeah, that's all. You go in there, you make the phone call. All right, yeah, and it's through booking system. If let's say I want to book a conference room tomorrow for a pack of 5, 10 o'clock at conference room A, I will log in, and then if it's taken, you tell me, okay, this time is booked. All right, and I have to book another time or another day. All right, yeah. So no one would show up in the conference room and thinking, yeah. Gee, it's taken, or so there's no confusion. There's a system put in place. Correct. So the future, I think what the company is trying to address now, where is our blueprints of best when the business have to be operated from home. Yeah. Correct. Mm-hmm. Yeah, even physical office, like all these things, like maybe a bit date. Whatever I told you is like, gee, forget about working in the office. Everybody, the whole world works from home. So imagine what it would be if the whole world works from home. Can work. So to counter that, the question is, we come from a time where we don't have computers, Casey, to do graphic design.
Yeah.
And we did great work. And we did fantastic work. All right. You asked Paul Ren to design an IBM logo without a computer, and he did. Right?
No. Wait.
So,
what question did you ask again?
No,
what?
I'm
IBM logo
saying is that yeah, the IBM logo is designed by Paul Rand.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
He doesn't use a computer to do it. That's all.
No,
that's what I'm saying. There's no yeah, correct. So what can be done still?
Yeah, I totally.
So if we take away from the if we take away the office, okay, going to the office is a day is a it's dated. It's passé now. People don't work in the office. People all work from home. All right. The office now is nothing but just small meeting places where you really need to meet physically. Let's say some people still feel comfortable doing brainstorming in a physical environment. I'm one of them. I like to be physically together with people so I can tell body language, tone, gesture, the interaction of how the brainstorming session is going. So I need to book. So going to the office is an option now. Oh, Monday I have a brainstorming back in the office, room C. All right, that can take forever. There's a whiteboard there and a coffee machine. All right, I booked that for 1 hour. All right, but it's my company's facility. So I block that 1 hour that I use. After that, if I need to work, then either individually we go to cafe or we go back home to work. It's the reverse. It's a reverse now. All right. In the past, we bring home to office to make people feel comfortable. Right. We bring we have a wellness corner where people we make space for our 5 employees to do yoga in the evening. We make space for that. We put a swing here, we put a guitar there. We make the office feels like home. I mean, you and I have office before. We make our office feels like our home. Now it's different. We that's why graphic designers and you and we have worked in the office. We have also been working at home and off. It's easy for all right. But the only thing is that when we need to do a face-to-face, we need a meeting room. So now office is just meeting room. Big offices don't need to rent. In fact, they don't even need to rent, assign a list of a fixed space from the landlord. They can use any shared services out there. Correct?
Yes and no lah.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
Right.
I agree with you. I
Right.
really do. Now, interestingly, as you thought, Michael. Now, because this discussion will go round and round about there's 201 things that people has been doing working from home. It's not a new idea anymore. Okay. Yeah.
Right.
So first thing is I want to take out is this is not designed for pandemic. This is designed for the future. You understand? Okay. So the thought got to be this is for the future. This is going to be the way we work. It might be the way we work already, but not 100%. Okay. Yeah.
Right.
So that will be the thought will be not for pandemic. Now, two is this. Something fun came along, right? How my idea came about is to come up with new ideas, we had to create one idea first. Now, let's say you come to my company to work and say, "Great, Michael, we're going to work from home from today onward. You're going to work from home, okay?" Now, my company, welcome to the company. I'm going to give you a suitcase. This suitcase you open up, right? This is a power computer. This is a laptop for you. Okay, this is the mouse.
Right.
This is the headset. The headset is whatever corporate color that you have. Okay, this is noise reduction. When you speak, people cannot hear your environment and things like that. So you're going to use that for your meeting. Okay, this is that. And then inside the suitcase, there is a coffee machine for you. Okay, this is a company coffee machine.
Right.
You know, we bring the pantry to your workplace at home. Yeah. So when you have this, so I am going to design the workspace in a suitcase for you to bring home.
Right.
Okay. So from there, okay, as you talk, you see, what my mind is, I totally understand everybody is doing it. But what is the company is just telling you, hey, point the finger, Michael, work from home. That's it. They are not looking at my physical welfare of working from home and still feel like work.
Right.
You see where I'm coming from?
Okay.
Yeah, so I can bring back this suitcase with a company pantry, with a company headphone that like putting a necktie and I'm at work now. That kind of thing, right? I call it experience.
Right.
Yeah. If we can create this, right, companies will buy this. If we're going to tell companies about working from home ideas, everybody is working from home.
Right.
Everybody has the idea of working from home. That's what I meant. I want to come up with something that people do not have. Like now when you Google, everybody is talking about 10 habits of working from home. You know, how to work from home and things like that. The next month, you're going to see what do you need? You're going to see a new book called What Do You Need to Work From Home? You know, this is going to be a new, what do you call it? The new normal, right? Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
see, Casey. Okay, Casey. Think of it this way. I think I like to think deep. I like to be a spoiler for now. For the purpose of brainstorming. Okay. I think in order for an idea to flourish, if I were to take on a project like that to convince a company, all right, to take up a package I offer for their employees to work from home, I must first address the employers trust for their people to work from home. All right. If the employer doesn't have the trust, man, I don't care whether that package you offer to me is free or not.
Yeah.
Don't even talk. Don't even talk to me about working from home, and don't even spread the word working from home to any of my employees.
Okay.
You know what I mean? One of the biggest thing, okay, in my research, one of the biggest thing. This is some notes that I have. I want to send to you. As you asked me the question when we started this call, right? I already spread out what I've kept. Okay, these are some of the. Hold on. Okay, can you see?
No.
Okay, I have. You see a lot of post-it pads around my laptop,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Yeah. So those are some of the research I've been doing.
Right.
And
Right.
one thing they want to address, which is the most important, is employer must feel comfortable. They must trust. They must for their employees to work from home.
Right.
That's overcome. If the employer feel comfortable, all right, then I'm not listening to you, Casey. I don't care how much color you put in, what corporate logo you're going to have on the background, and what coffee machine. I'm not interested in, you know. So the trust must be there. Now, if we can make working from home a joyful experience, okay, and the employer have built up a trust. I don't know why there's a small screen. Okay, then that package will take off. Otherwise, because you're selling employees, you're selling this to the employer.
Right.
Okay? But my great must trust. Okay, trust means my business is still as usual.
Yeah.
I profit. I don't have the headache of not getting work done. I don't have the headache of people quitting halfway through working from home. Then I got a problem getting people to replace, so on and so forth. So it's to address the employer level first, because they are the decisive factor. All right, how effective, in what way, at what cost, should I be allocating my resources to have my employees working from home. All right. So yes, yours address the back end. Yours is the down change, right? Yeah, you're providing some infrastructure for employees or people to work from home. All right. So, but not forgetting these are employees. All right. They can do it unless the employer has blessing. They got them blessing from employer. So I think that is all what I would make. So the three things that one of this company talks about working from home is leadership. So that's where I just told you about the leadership, the communications. So with all this, how do we communicate? All right. They don't even talk about broadband and desk space and computer and fast and slow. Then the third thing is culture. All right. Yeah. So the culture is more of how to build trust among each other, how to support each other. All right. Yeah. And that's where the leadership will comes in. All right. They have a bigger part to play from working from home. All right. Yeah. So because you don't see your boss like, physically. So how can you continue to communicate with your boss and keep in touch? It's not just employees and your colleague together, right? But even to touch base, it in good gesture,
Yeah.
doing some small talk with your boss to stay connected. Those are, or do a chat like that. Maybe employer finds it a great time now to do a one-to-one and say, hey, Casey, how do I increasing our revenue for the company? How do I go about making our client happier? So spend a 15 minutes. So that the software of it is just as important. All right. So yours is more the downstream, just as important, because once the boss say okay, the downstream have to happen. All right. Mine is more the upstream of how the employer would have to change their mindset to accept that that is the fact. So if the boss accepted it, then how can I as a boss trust if my employer, let's say you, Casey, working from home and not goofing off, you may do the 8 hours, pay you the 8 hour salary per day, 30 days of 20 days work a month, but am I getting the 8 hours out from you, right? So it's really hard to measure, right? Yeah. So how to change the mindset of employer, correct, to
Okay.
facilitate working from home. I think that is a very important. The whole world is trying to address that more than hardware. The hardware is all there. The furniture is there. The color of the paint for the wall is there. The coffee machine is there. But what is not there is the mindset of
You
the employer, the trust from the employer.
you have used some big words there like trust and mindset. Okay. Um,
Right. Mm-hmm.
Something surfaced while you talk about about all these issues, right? Definitely, hardwares are all there. Okay,
Right.
I am speaking
Right.
on how I see my wife work. Okay, how Sally works at home.
Right.
Now, this can be quite
Mm-hmm.
private, as she shared with me, right? Um, she's not
Right.
telling me this, but I'm seeing this. Okay.
Right.
Um, she don't feel that fantastic about working from home. No doubt, she's always online with her bosses. She's always very active about her job scope and stuff like that.
Right.
But I felt that she don't
Right.
secure. It's something which is missing.
Okay.
Right? She don't feel that I'm it's very meaningless. I'm doing things, but I'm doing things to a screen, but not to a human. That's the
Yeah.
behavior that is breaking people down. It's only on the second week. Yeah. So this is how I see it.
Right. Okay, Casey. Okay. Okay.
Secure.
Okay. Okay. Let's. Okay. This is my thoughts. Okay.
Yeah.
Uh, we use the word imagine first, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Imagine that Sally knock on my door for a job. All right.
Uh-huh.
And then I say, okay, Sally, I saw your credentials. The interview went well. I know you have the experience and the quality to fit into our organization. All right. Okay. You can start your first day tomorrow working from home. All right. Now, what, how would the story be different from what you just told me?
Sorry, I didn't get it.
Okay. Um, so if I told Sally, who knocks on my door and look for a job,
Yeah.
I say,
Yeah.
yeah, your credentials qualifies you fit right into our organizations. You will start work tomorrow, all right, from home.
Yeah.
So how would that story be different from what you just told me? So
Okay.
if let's say uh, if let's say a newborn baby is taught to run at birth and not walk, let's say it's possible, all right? Running is normal for human, walking is not. To this boy or to this baby, right?
Yeah.
When he
Yeah.
grows up, right? So same theory. When you come work for me, I say, Casey, good, we're gonna hire you, all right? Start work at 9 o'clock from home tomorrow. Now you won't complain. You'll find a way to fit in, right?
Yeah.
Correct. And that becomes a
And
norm.
more.
All right. Because we are so comfortable about finding a job, working in the office for the rest, for our, as long as we have lived, we have been taught that way. That is the norm. And then now suddenly we work from home, it's not a norm. Sally is going through a very natural process, Casey. So you have to understand, because you and I, as I said, we are designers, we have worked in the office, we have worked from home. We can work from anywhere so long we have our laptop and Wi-Fi. So we put that aside, all right? Now we step into her shoe. She has come from an office environment. Now she's making the transition into working remotely from home. We have to adjust. She has to adjust. That's all. So if she, of course, adjust means, man, the first day is going to be tough. The curve is like at that part there. But another month, now it's June. She's getting used to it, and hopefully, I think people should take advantage of this circuit breaker to get used and love and make it enjoyable working from home, because future might be that way. You know so you take this time as a preparation, all right, to find ways to love working from home. I think that is important. Yeah. All right. It is natural that you feel uncomfortable. Just like you see, Casey, we don't do FaceTime or Skype. We always go to Plaza Sing Kopi and we enjoy that, right?
Yeah.
Correct. Now I feel comfortable talking to you on Skype, right? It's three, 4 times already into such conversation. Another month, I think this is, we get used to it.
Yeah.
Right? It is no longer, yeah, sometimes we're just human. We need the physical aspect of it. Yeah. But this way of communications has become very common going forward. Yeah.
Yeah. No,
So I
interesting.
think importantly is to not, yeah, don't force her to change. What her behavior is very natural to any human being, because it's a change thing, right? Okay, it's a change, yeah. So that change takes time to iron out the rough corners, basically. Yeah. So allow time, but now we have an additional 1 more month to adjust. Otherwise, we in the office 4th of May, which is another week now. Correct, right? Take advantage of the next 5 weeks to really the transition, because once you become a happy employee working from, your productivity will go up. Agree?
Yeah, yes.
Correct. An employee that is not happy working in the office produces.
Okay. It's broken up, huh?
Right. Yeah. I think Skype has that tendency of, after about 30 minutes, things get a bit blurry on the screen, especially doing recording, because the computer is processing.
Yeah.
All right. If there's no recording, it might be a different story altogether.
I understand.
Right. So I understand. So what I'm saying is that weeks to make the transition, make it happy. A happy employee at home, all right, will produce productivity, all right. Compared to not happy employee working in the office, will produce zero productivity.
Yeah. Agree
Yeah.
with that.
So
Definitely.
that right.
And again, it's a very
Yeah.
interesting morning chat with you. Very different from the last few topics that we spoke about. Surfacing from working
No, that's
space.
yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
I hope you
Uh-huh.
enjoy it too.
No, it is. Yeah, it is going to be a very big thing going forward now. Everybody is asking for ideas. Everybody is asking for experience. Everybody is, when the whole world, I won't say everybody, when the whole world is looking at working from home, it becomes a business culture going forward. Yeah, and then we better make our work from home experience a happier one. Yeah, of course there are people who are still not quite used to it, but I think no choice. The whole world is moving at this direction, right? Right? Correct?
Yeah.
Right. Just like the experience you told me when Steve Jobs removed away the CD player or the floppy disk from the computer. People just don't. Yeah, people feel very inefficient. Man, I'm not definitely the first thing is that people won't buy the computer because there's no floppy disk. Man, the project I left on my table yesterday, 7 o'clock, I need to pass to my client a floppy disk.
Yeah.
Now you're selling me a computer without a floppy disk. What the hell? You know?
I remember
Yeah.
I went
But
to
who's going to help? Yeah.
no, I remember I went to the Apple shop, right? And look at the new computer
Right.
without the CD-ROM. I was just the salesman was there, the Apple shop salesman was there. I was like, hey, no more CD-ROMs, you know? Then they say,
Right.
that guy looked at me and say, why do you need CD-ROMs today? And I turned to him with Sally around with me. I say, I have a stack of porn DVDs. How am I going to watch it now?
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
he was that moment was classic, Michael. It seriously was classic because Sally was with me, right? And then he was standing beside me, right? And then he was like looking at me.
Yeah. You know what, Casey? Okay, just to build up on what you say, you know. So let's say if I were there, the sales guy says, "Hey, there's no more CD." Oh shit, you know, I can no longer sell my porn CDs to make a living.
Oh, you lucky better.
Yeah, lucky.
I'm the horny one. You're the horny salesman.
Yeah. I make people like you.
Totally. I agree with that. All right, Michael. 45 minutes about, it's a time. Have a good day.
So anyway,
Yeah.
go easy on her and make her feel comfortable. I think that is a transition. Make it of these 5 weeks, right?
Michael,
Okay.
she got to go easy on me, not me go easy on her.
I don't know. Yeah. Right then.
She freaked out.
Watch more porn, right?
No, I don't need this.
Okay. I know.
All right, you take care. Have a great day, Michael.
Okay, see. Okay. Bye.